Thanks for downloading another episode of The Ugly Truth. Or if it's your first time, welcome. You are now an honorary UG, or hug as we like to say. We really appreciate you listening and supporting the show through our Amazon and Avon links at uglytruth.com. And now, without further ado, The Ugly Truth. It's another uncensored look at the world around you from sisters who will say just about anything to anyone at any time. It's the Uggs. Jamie?
Never trust a man who won't lick your pussy.
Paula?
It's a requirement, one way or another. I'm coming.
Uncensored as always, it's time for The Ugly Truth.
Welcome to The Ugly Truth, everybody. It is episode 224. Yeah, I had to close off my throat to do that, or it would have been like, it would have been horrible. God. Thanks for downloading the show, you guys. And we're getting a lot more likes and followings on everything, so we appreciate that. It's amazing what happens when you put a little money into the show, right?
I know.
We haven't put a ton in, but a little, so it's like a little is good, so more must be better. So let's pour more money into it and see if we can win some fans. We'll see.
We'll buy your love.
I will absolutely whore myself. No, I won't do that.
We throw money at a situation.
We throw money at the problem. That's exactly it. So welcome to The Ugly Truth. I'm Jamie and this is Paula. So I just want to start right off. You saw the outline, so you know what I'm going to tell you. But for whatever reason, I think it's because I've been married for a really long time. When the whole era of internet dating and app dating and all that stuff had started, I was off the market. I've never had to do it.
Well, it's been 20 years.
Yes. And even with the rough patch, I never thought, I should see what it's like out there. None of that ever happened. So I received a unsolicited dick pic from someone on Snapchat. Because you can add me on Snapchat.
Oh, okay.
It's not private. I don't really care because I decide, and I block a lot of people because they look like spam to me. Like I always get those messages like, "Hey, I want to fuck you," and I'm like, it's a girl that's doing it, so I know it's spam. Well, maybe not, but whatever. So the other day I got this private snap, and it was just like, "Hey," and it was in broken English, of course, and it's like, "Are you a girl? Let me know if you're a girl." And I was like, well, this is obviously spam. So I ignored it. And I didn't block it because it made no sense to me. And so I got another one. It's like, can you just let me know if you're a girl? And I'm like, what is this? And so I ignored it again because I give zero fucks. Like, I don't care enough to do anything with that. And so then the next morning I wake up and I'm like, I have another private snap. And now my kid, Mackenzie, and some other friends will send me private snaps and they're funny. And so I opened it not knowing, and I opened it, and it was this dude completely masturbating, like totally jacking off. And it was like a GIF. It was like a GIF. And I was like, what? I'm like, oh, so this must be like a dick pic. Like, that's why he kept asking if I was a girl, because he wanted to send me this. And I'm like, is this what this is? I'm like, first of all, I'm super unimpressed because I think sex is awesome and it's sexy and all that stuff, but naked guys in general, they look like goats to me. Like there's no arousal whatsoever for me to see this.
No.
And have you ever seen a man look good jacking off ever?
No.
It always looks like they're working on a math problem to me. So I'm like, whatever. So I deleted it, but I'm like, wow, I got my first unsolicited dick pic. How exciting for me.
I know.
I'm growing up.
That's pretty exciting. So I wonder, do you think it was related to the show or no?
I don't know. I really don't. I think that people just scan. Are you able to scan through random Snapchat accounts? Like, is there a way to search?
I don't really know if you can do that or not.
I mean, I blocked him obviously, but I mean, still, it's weird.
Well,
right?
I mean, maybe because he kept asking you if you were a girl. So I mean, maybe it wasn't related to the show.
I don't think so, because I think it's pretty clear that we're girls on the show. We're women on the show.
Well, remember that when we first started out and we were talking about, I forgot what we were talking about. We were talking about like Halloween costumes or something like that.
Okay.
And there was that guy, remember, he kept sending me links to like little girl costumes.
Yes.
And I'm just like, I'm all, stop. It freaks me out.
What was freaky about it is he lived in the same state as we did.
Los Angeles.
He was super far away, but still, you know, it's like he could drive here.
I'm just like, that's gross. So
like, you're disgusting, you pig.
Well, that's so bizarre.
I know. Of all things, I'm like, well, I mean, the quality was better than the Craigslist dick pics that you see when people are looking for trolling. And like his bed was clean. And, you know, because I, as a girl, I'm looking around the environment, not his penis. And so I'm looking around going, well, he's in his bedroom. He has, you know, maroon sheets. It's clean. But, you know, no arousal. I don't know.
Did he even have anything worthwhile to show?
Yeah, it was a nice size.
Oh,
but I mean,
good for him.
Yeah, so congratulations. You really don't need to be sending strangers dick pics. You should find some hot girl and go for it.
Get the real action. See, that's the worst is when you see the dick pics and it's a small one and you're just like, no,
well, that's just sad.
Take a picture of that, especially because your room is a mess. And
no, I don't want to see your white underwear around your ankles with your dirty tube socks
in your dirty bathroom.
Dirty room with the linoleum tile.
You know what? Maybe this guy had listened to the show because I think we've talked about this before. Where
maybe he decided to make sure he straightened up before he pulled.
He did. He cleaned up his room and he's just like, okay, but if I'm going to do this, if I'm going to send this to Jamie, I better make sure that there's nothing for her to look at other than my wiener.
And it was that for sure. But yes, I did look at the environment and I said, well, you know, I mean, it's daytime, so he's making sure that I can, you know, really see his room, clean sheets, headboard, you know, decent furniture. His hair was done. Wow. You know, he had a little tan. So it's like, all right, he made some effort. Thanks, but no thanks.
You should have sent him, you know, something that said like A-. You know,
it's like, I give you the minus because I don't give a shit about your dick.
Exactly. But overall,
nice clean area.
The ambiance and, you know, the way you look and the wiener itself, it's, you know.
Hey, you know what? Maybe we can become the...
Oh, God. Do you know how many dick pics you're going to start getting now?
Say, maybe we can become the
judges.
The Gordon Ramsay. We can be the Gordon Ramsay of dick pics. We'll be really cruel. We'll be like, no. It's
like kitchen nightmares.
Move out of your mother's basement. It's like, unwrap those certs. You know, bad lipstick.
Wiener nightmares.
It's like, well, what do you think about this one?
You'd be like,
you should be ashamed of yourself.
Well, I think that the cat in the background is not good. I mean, it's cute, but that's not...
Gordon Ramsay is harsh.
Oh,
so
God.
we'd be allowed to be harsh.
Did you watch MasterChef this week?
I did.
Did you see him just crush that team?
Oh my God, I loved it.
We rewound it and we watched it twice. We laughed so hard.
Okay, so as you know, oh God, he's like, this is fucking disgusting. I know, it was awesome. And you know what? And the tears, they just make me angry. I hate seeing people cry on that fucking show. Not when they're leaving, when they're in like the top 5 or whatever, but you know, when they're at this level still, there's still like 9 of them. There's like way too many still.
Yeah.
So it's like, I watch it and I'm like, you know, this dude who is you know, he made sure to let everyone know that he's at Harvard.
Yeah.
He's 21. So, you know, exciting for him, you know, taking off his apron like he's going to, you know, commit samurai suicide and, you know, end his shame. He starts crying and stuff, and I'm just like, dude, get the fuck out. Bye.
You had raw chicken.
I hate it.
It's like, not like
you are a shame,
right? And that's the other thing. He's just like, I'm not going to become a doctor or a lawyer. I'm like, you're going to Harvard and you're 21. Don't be an idiot. You're going to become a chef that makes $25,000 a year.
Yes, and you're going to be crying every time someone sends back raw chicken.
Yeah.
stick with what you know. Become a doctor and save people. Don't cook for them. My goodness.
Do you know how hard it is to get into Harvard?
Hard.
And how smart you have to be, and the fact that your parents are paying for it.
Yeah, you know what it is? It proves that you have to have some talent to cook for people. You can't. Smart people can make really bad chicken, is what that is.
You know, it was a chicken breast. It's not like it was, you know, I mean.
And it was raw. like really raw.
Pretty pink. I mean, at least the other girl, she had the smarts about her. She may have been running behind, but she had the smarts about her to put it back in the pan because she's just like, oh, this thing's raw. I got to put it back.
She's like, I can't do this.
You know?
So I know.
Anyway.
It's so sad.
Do you know how shocked I was to find out that she was not an exotic dancer?
Oh, you thought she was an exotic dancer?
I did. Because they kept just saying she was a dancer. And I'm just like, look at her. And I'm just the way she dressed and her hair was all dyed and everything. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm all because they can't put exotic dancer. And then when they asked her under the pressure test, she's like, well, I've been dancing since I was 2. And I'm just like, you're kidding me. I told Victor, I'm all, she's not an exotic dancer?
That's hilarious. Well, no, they would they put that on? Like, would they put a stripper on? I guess they would.
Well, I mean, if she could make it, yeah, I guess.
If I can make it here,
I'll make it
anywhere. Oh, God. That's hilarious.
Song. Anyways.
So, I don't know. But yes, I watched it. What I was going to tell you, though, is that our friend, Nick Nappy.
Yes.
They watched the show.
Oh.
Because obviously he's been on it.
Yeah.
And I mean, I won't say he's the one that said it, but his wife, who is just a rock star, she's like, we hate everybody on that show. They hate everyone.
Well, the one guy that I really like, they just kicked him off.
Who, the 21-year-old?
No, the cowboy, Newton.
Oh, see, I didn't watch last week. I didn't see it.
Well, he just didn't come back. They brought back the female preacher, so...
Oh,
the one that's been in the
right.
bottom for like the last 4 episodes.
And yet they think she's just so good.
And I'm just like, she's not that good. If she's so good, then she wouldn't be in the bottom every time.
Yes, that's exactly it.
Our money is on the 19-year-old kid that works at Chipotle. Gabriel.
I wish that I followed it better. You follow it way better than I do.
Yeah, we watch it every week, so.
So, anyway. All right. So, yes, dick pics. We are not the Gordon Ramsay of dick pics, but we could be. But we won't be. Okay, really quick. Let's talk about John Jones.
I was nervous about this because I don't know, like, are you just totally in his camp? Are you like one of those? Are you one of those people that are just saying this is suspicious and I think he's being set up?
Every single time he has been popped for a steroid, there's this underlying current of sabotage. Like, because it's just not possible that he could be self-destructive. But I know so many people who are self-destructive. The second they get any kind of success, any kind of win, they do something to screw it all up. And he is no different. Just because he's really ridiculously athletic and talented and has the swagger and the ability to be a rock star in the athletic world. No, he is just as broken as Tiger Woods, John Daly, you know, any of these big athletes who have allowed their vices to get the best of them. It's almost like I'm just not good enough to be this good. And so they do something to screw it up. And this anabolic steroid, it's like literally the number one thing they are not allowed to use ever.
Well, so here's the weird part.
It's ridiculous.
Is this sample was taken the day of the weigh-in.
Okay.
So they obviously didn't have time to test it like right there.
Right.
So they just tested it like normal.
Okay.
That's why here we are 2 weeks later, and it came out that he tested positive the day literally before the fight.
Right.
For this, I think it's called Turnabol is the name of the steroid. So
okay. Yeah, I don't know.
This specific steroid was invented in the 1960s by the Germans. And they used it on their Olympic athletes.
The girls, the females.
And they used it because it was untraceable in drug tests.
But that was so old school. They know what to do now.
But the thing is that if you use like certain blockers and if you can time it correctly and everything like that, you can make it untraceable for a drug test. So now the question is has he been using something like this the whole time?
Oh, I don't know.
Because,
I don't know.
he tested positive, before for steroids. And so everyone's just thinking, has his whole career been a sham?
Nothing would surprise me. Nothing surprises me. And no, I'm not in his camp. I what I said to Daryl when we were talking about it, when I read about it, and I was like, I can't even fucking believe it. What I read was, first of all, he doesn't look like a person who uses steroids. I mean, he was super slim, lean looking, and men who use steroids tend to not look like that. Mm-hmm. I mean, look at Barry Bonds, look at those guys in the 90s when they were all roided up, huge dudes. Right. When they never looked like that before. Mark McGuire, those guys. So he didn't look like he had been on anything. Even when you watched him work out and stuff, you never thought, oh, this dude is roided up, he's shredded, he looks like he, whatever. But I said, what is it in his brain that says he isn't going to be able to best this dude? Like he has to cheat to do it. Like why? What is it about him that makes him think he's not good enough, that he needs to cheat? And you're right. He could be on steroids the whole time. Who knows? Right. Who knows? Maybe he just can't help himself. But more so, it's like, who in his camp is agreeing with him? Like, what the hell?
So it's funny that you say that, because his manager has a whole roster of previous fighters that have all been had it all popped positive.
Really?
7 previous fighters that all had been managed by the same guy that had tested positive for steroids. So the manager is kind of looking shady now. Is what they're saying. But even so, you can't.
He's the one that allowed it. He allowed you can't blame the manager.
He knew what was going on.
The whole thing to me really is really sad. And this is the first time where I go, I feel like I've been made a fool of. I invested money to watch you cheat, and I feel like an asshole. It's kind of like, and I take it personal simply because these events are expensive. You have parties around it. You celebrate, he acted humble, and you thought for a second that maybe he really was. I mean, I don't buy it. I mean, the whole humility thing, I was really hopeful that was legitimate, but obviously it isn't. And so it's like, is this whole thing false? Are we living in a world where everything you see when it comes to the UFC is staged? That to me is what I think. I'm starting to believe that it's very WWE. It's just that these dudes are really hitting each other.
Well, and the more I was thinking about it is, he kicked him so hard. Yeah. And I was just thinking, like, would he have had the ability to really do that?
Yeah, I think he does. Mm-hmm.
But who's to say he would have, I know. I mean, that's the thing about steroids, is it makes you faster, and it gives you,
well, they improve.
Yeah. It makes you superhuman, basically.
Yes. I want a steroid. How come when I take steroids, I feel like I'm going to fall over? I took prednisone one time and I thought I was dying. How come I don't feel like John Jones? I want to feel like that. I want to know what it feels like to be superhuman.
I think it's the wrong kind of steroids. I think the steroids they gave me just made me hungry.
They make you angry and being really furious.
I'm mad. Give me that hamburger.
I remember when they gave me prednisone, and it was for I can't even remember what it was for. I've only needed it once, and I hated my life. I stopped taking them. I thought they were horrible. But he's like, you might feel a little more aggressive, like you might have some emotional swings. I'm like, oh, okay. And so mom has been on prednisone before for her stuff. Yeah. And she's like, oh no, you're going to get like furious. Like nobody will want to be around you. And I'm like, geez. Oh, well, they already don't want to be around me. I don't know if I should take these.
Like a feral animal. You know who I wouldn't want to be right now is Dana White.
Poor billionaire Dana White.
He's probably got to feel like the biggest horse's ass.
Who cares? I think Dana White treats the fighters like shit. I don't give a fuck about Dana White. Let him be embarrassed. He is shady, in my opinion. He might be a nice person to his wife and friends and stuff. Yeah. But when it comes to business, I hate the way he treats those fighters. He treats them like workhorses.
Well, speaking of making money off a fighter, he's going to make a crap ton of money this weekend.
Oh, on the McGregor thing?
The McGregor versus Mayweather fight.
Yes, and he's going to pull out $100 bill and pay for some whore's drink in Vegas, and that will be yours. So congratulations, you just bought some prostitutes some alcohol.
So we decided we are not actually buying the fight.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Are you going to go to Buffalo Wild Wings and watch it?
No, here's the reasoning is that, the more we watch it, it's so ridiculous. And
It's a show.
And I just, I told Ryan, I'm like, Ryan, this fight costs $100.
Yeah.
And he's like, someone could get knocked out in the first round. I'm like, exactly. I'm like, then we would have paid $100 for 30 seconds. And I'm just like, I just don't want to do it. And so
Good for you. I'm glad you decided.
We all decided we're not going to buy the fight. So
I'm literally sitting with my phone and I'm going to be refreshing my Twitter over and over again to see the results. It's not, because Daryl was like, well, do you want to go to like Buffalo Wild Wings and watch it? Because they have those like 80-inch, 120-inch movie screen TVs for fights and stuff. And it's free. You just have to buy food and maybe a beer or whatever.
Right.
And I'm like, I've been to Buffalo Wild Wings and I hate it there. So I'd really rather not. But if you're really dying to see it, I will go with you. Because it's not like I'm saying, no, I refuse. But I'm not buying into all the hype. I can't in good conscience do it. I struggle with buying the UFC fights as it is. I can't imagine. I don't know. I'm struggling with it because it all feels like a bunch of fake. It doesn't feel authentic to me. Demi Lovato singing the national anthem.
That'll be exciting. I mean, that's something to look forward to,
isn't it?
I think so.
I like Demi Lovato. I think that I love that she's just like, yeah, I like to fuck MMA fighters. So what of it?
Yeah, really.
Like, who cares? She's gorgeous, and those guys are about as in shape as you can get. I would be all in on it. Like, yeah, I'll do it.
I would.
Why not?
I'd be there.
Hell yeah! God, she's sexy as hell. So
she's
good for
young.
her. She is. I'm jealous. Hey Hugs, have you checked out the Ugly Truth Avon site lately? Avon has introduced a new beauty box. It's the A box. It's not a subscription program, so you get to decide how often you want to buy them. It shows you what will be in the box every month, so if you want to get it, great. If you want to pass, no big deal, no money lost. It's a great way to try Avon products that maybe you haven't considered yet. And it's only $10 with the $40 purchase, so that is a fabulous deal. As always, thank you so much for supporting the Ugly Truth. Bye! Okay, well, we'll skip the sex poll because it really doesn't really... I mean, it was just something that I thought we could talk about if we needed to. Basically, the bottom line is gay men are having the most orgasms.
What?
And... Oh, no. I'm sorry. Heterosexual men are most likely to have orgasms when they're having an encounter, 95%. And heterosexual women are having the least amount of orgasms at 65%.
Well, that's not in my house.
I'm 100%. 100% every time. Yeah. I don't know who these people are, but it said
it's a requirement one way or another.
We're both finishing.
I'm coming.
We're both coming to the party.
Exactly.
That's right. It says 0 to 15 minutes of sex provides the lowest frequency of orgasms for women. More than 30 minutes provides the highest. Well, no duh.
30 minutes?
What?
Jesus Christ.
Is that a lot or a little to you?
Well, I mean, I can get it done sooner than 30 minutes. But I mean, that's a long time.
Okay. Yeah. It says
I want it over by then.
Of the women who usually to always orgasm, 45% have explicitly asked for something they wanted in bed. Among women who never to rarely orgasm, 25% had asked for something they wanted in bed. What? The thing is, that's the thing. I mean, I know that women have hang-ups. Like, in general, women seem to have more sexual hang-ups than men do. I mean, I've had sex with a man who had a very small penis and he had no hang-ups. Like, it didn't matter to him. But it mattered to me. So, luckily. But you know what the other thing is that a lot of women do not like oral. And I think that's unfortunate.
Wait,
because oral sex is where it's at.
On themselves?
Yeah.
I don't like it.
I know. It's so, I mean, everybody has their thing. I mean, I don't think you have hang-ups sexually anyway. Everybody has what they like.
Outside of that, I'm an open book.
You're down for anything. Yeah. I'm a big fan of oral sex. I give, I receive, whatever. That's my thing. That's not the only way, but it's definitely something that I would expect. I remember when I was just becoming an adult, and I was talking with some girl that I worked with, and she's like, oh my God, she was obviously very confident sexually.
Oh.
And I really admired her for that, because I wasn't there yet. I am now, but I wasn't back then, because I think I'd been having sex for like 2 or 3 years, very little experience.
Right.
And she goes, Jamie, never trust a man who won't lick your pussy.
Oh, God.
And I went, really? She goes, yes, there's something wrong with guys who won't do that. She's like, there really is. There's something wrong with them. She's like, it's true. They don't really like women if they won't do it. And I'm like, you know what? You're right.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Most guys, like, you can't stop them from going down there.
I had a discussion with Daryl about this, because, I mean, look, I do it, but is it the first thing on the menu that I want to do? No, not necessarily. I mean, but I know.
Oh, see, I can't get enough.
You'll do blowjobs?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
with no problem? See, it's not that I don't like doing them. It's just not the first thing that I think. First of all, Daryl's totally satisfied. He gets plenty of blowjobs. That's not it at all.
Right.
It's just that, if someone said, hey, what's on the menu? I'd be like, oh yeah, okay, well, I'll take the third course. I'll do the blowjob. It's not the number one thing. There's this new guy I'm listening to, a new podcast. He's not new. He's been around forever, and all the comedians love him. It's Joey Diaz, and he's been around for a really long time. He's this really big, I think he's Puerto Rican dude, and he's just had, quite the life. And they were talking about he prefers to go down on women. And he said when he was younger, there was a woman that he was seeing once a week, and he would bring her a line of Coke, and then they would have sex.
Oh.
So, because he was a really hardcore drug addict, and he was dealing drugs too. And he goes, but when she was on her period, he's like, I wouldn't even give her the phone call. It's like, what's the point? If I can't see your monkey, I'm not interested.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, monkey? I started laughing. I'm like, who calls it a monkey?
Is that what
I've never heard that in my life.
What men think? Jeez.
Don't know. But then he said that when he was younger, this girl that he was fooling around with when he was like 17 or 18, she's like, no, I'm on my period. We can't do that. He goes, oh yes, we can. He goes, I'm going to be graphic. I just want you to know. He's like, no, I licked that clit until I came in my pants and I fell asleep. And I asked Daryl, I go, is that true? First of all, that has happened to me before, where a guy's going down on me and he comes in his pants. Like, that's happened.
Well, I find that most times when girls orgasm, the men can't stop themselves, right?
Right. So I go, well, yeah, that's happened. And I said, but what is that? Because he goes, well, it's usually because of the way you're laying on the bed. I'm like, oh, so this has nothing to do with the girl coming. It has to do with the way you're laying on the bed. He goes, because we're super hard. And I'm like, oh, okay, I get it. But I'm like, I've never heard anyone call it a monkey before. And now, of course, I'm saying it all the time. And Daryl's like, why are you calling your pussy a monkey? And I'm like, because it's funny.
That's gross.
Why? I think it's hilarious. It means nothing. It has nothing to do with anything. And if someone can explain to me why you would call a vagina a monkey, by all means, let me know. I have no idea. I don't even want to Google it because I'm afraid of what I'll find. All I can think of is monkey faces.
Well, you'll probably just get pictures of a bunch of monkeys' vagina.
I don't get it. Is it because they're round? I don't know. A gibbon? I mean, what are we talking? Someone explain. Because they're cute? I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe that's just his nickname.
I'm afraid to even look it up. That's the thing. It's like the internet will never disappoint you.
Oh no. You'll definitely get something. Monkey vagina.
If I Googled and said, why do you call a woman's vagina a monkey? I'm afraid to see what I will find. I'm afraid. So I'm like, maybe someone can just explain it to me instead of me doing my own research for once. I don't want to educate myself on this specific topic, but because it makes Daryl uncomfortable, I say it all the time. So, and that's real fun. That's fun for us.
You're ridiculous.
Keeping it lively. But I thought it was really sad that 95% of heterosexual men and only 65% of women are having orgasms. I'm like, first of all, who's this 5% of men who are not having orgasms every time they have sex? Like, who are those people?
And then who are these 30% of men that are making sure these women are not having orgasms?
Right? I mean, how sad, you guys.
Selfish assholes.
Get out. Just get out of that.
Seriously, it's not acceptable.
It really is unacceptable. It's like you and I were talking about the last time. It's like it's the one thing you get to do with your body that feels good. Why would you not want to feel good every time? I mean, if you are single, you better be freaking masturbating. I mean, please.
Something.
Get rid of your Catholic guilt, people. Have a fucking orgasm. For God's sake, this world is so miserable. Just enjoy it for even, what is it? 20 seconds? I mean, and if you're lucky and you can do multiple orgasms, good for you.
40 seconds?
I mean, I can.
Yeah, me too.
For sure. Hell yeah. Well, that's because we're hot tamales.
Yeah, I know.
So, okay. So let's talk about this reunion meltdown you're having because you still have a week to go. So I'm surprised. I'm so surprised.
Okay.
What's going on?
So I have my reunion, my 20-year high school reunion in like a week.
Right.
And I don't know why I'm freaking out about it. I have my little shapewear that I'm going to wear underneath my dress so I can look less fat than I actually am.
All right.
And then I found a dress that's a Calvin Klein dress. Now, is
it black?
No, it's like metallic gold.
Oh.
With like silver undertones. It's kind of like a textured too. So it's not a snake skin, but more like a Croco kind of.
Can you send me a link to it? Where did you buy it?
Burlington Coat Factory.
Well, that's okay. It doesn't really matter where you got it. I buy all my shit at TJ Maxx.
I'll take a picture.
So I don't care.
So here's my dilemma is that the dress, I really believe that it probably could go either way. Like I could probably get away with wearing either like silver, but it probably would look better if I wore gold. So
gold accessories
and shoes.
Okay.
And so I have been looking for, and because it's kind of a high neck, if I wear a necklace, it needs to be like a long necklace. Or I can just skip a necklace and do like a bracelet and earrings.
I really need to see the dress.
All the bracelet and earrings that I keep finding, they're just a little too casual. Like I want something a little like dressed up or, rhinestoney or something like that. And I can't find anything.
Well, you don't have to be matchy.
No, I know. I mean, but I'm trying to find some gold shoes and that should be easy enough to find, right?
I don't know.
So now I'm starting to think maybe the problem is the dress.
Well, that could be it.
Because I've been racking my brain for like a week trying to find all these. I was like on Amazon, I was on Zappos, and then I went to Kohl's. I still have to go to DSW. I'll probably go over to Ross, which I probably won't find anything in their shoe department. But
yeah. Is it a short dress?
It's like knee length.
Okay.
But that was the other thing I was thinking is like maybe I'm going to be looking too matronly.
Well, I mean,
it looks cute on.
Is it like a sheath dress? Like it's got like the short sleeve, like almost like muscle dress look?
It's sleeveless.
Okay.
It's sleeveless.
And it's knee length.
Yeah, it's knee length.
I like Calvin Klein. So
yeah, no, it's cute. It's cute. And I'm sure if I could dress it up the way I want to, it'll be cute. But I just...
Okay, well, with something as flashy as that... Is it ruched? The ruching?
It has some ruching, like it like starts at the side and then it goes up to the other side. Like
I think I found the dress.
Like a spray.
Yeah, I think I found the dress.
Here, send me the link.
Although this one is shorter, but this could be it.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, okay. Well, if you notice, no one's wearing any jewelry. They're wearing a delicate bracelet, and you can do the earrings.
So I was just going to do bracelet and earrings. So
that's a cute dress.
Yeah, it's cute.
I would keep it simple in the jewelry department for sure. No necklace. Definitely not a necklace. Because you're already shiny. So you don't really need a whole lot of accessories, I would do a really light bracelet. And then, you know, and shoe department, I mean, you could go with a neutral, any neutral. You could do anything. I wouldn't do silver. I would do either gold or a nude, and definitely a sandal.
Yeah, that's
Not
what
a
I
pump.
was going to do. I wasn't going to do a pump, so.
Yeah, for sure.
Well,
I mean, where's this reunion at? Where's this reunion?
It's at Thunder Valley.
Oh, okay. So you can go a little glitzy,
Yeah.
little glamoury if you want. I think that's a really cool place to have a reunion. They should do that more often.
Yeah, so.
My freaking reunions are at a freaking bar.
Oh.
They just all go, hey, we're all gathering at this Mexican bar. Come one, come all. And everyone shows up in their jeans and, you know, their finest button-up shirt. It's not like that. That's a really cool idea.
Well, I mean, the tickets were $75 a piece.
Well, you guys are renting out a ballroom.
Yeah.
And meal. I assume you're getting a dinner.
I think it's either dinner or appetizers or something like
That's
that.
cool. Oh my God, that
and
sounds so fun.
Like, you know,
Yeah.
a bar and all that stuff. So
Yeah. Well, it's probably not free, but
no. I mean, we have to pay for all that.
sure.
So
No, I think, you know what? Don't stress. It's a great dress, but keep the accessories simple. You know, in the fine words of Coco Chanel, when you're all ready to go, take off one accessory. That way, you know you've done it right.
So I'll just do a bracelet, like, you know, not something crazy, but just maybe a light bracelet and some earrings.
Right. And you don't have any ex-boyfriends that you're worried about seeing, or any female nemesis?
I mean, there's probably, I mean, who knows? I don't really know who's going to be there, you know,
Yeah.
especially with the tickets being, you know, a little bit expensive and people being dispersed even more over the years.
Right.
It's hard to say who's
Right.
really going to be there. But I mean, I hope the dress fits, you know, as well as the picture.
The one reunion that I did not go to, we had it, our class had it at like the Sacramento Convention Center ballroom. There's a really nice ballroom downtown. I can't think of the name of it, but everybody wore pretty much something like what you're going to wear. And so I think it's appropriate. I don't think you have to worry about it. And are you guys staying there?
No, the rooms were already sold out. So
Oh, shit.
We got a
Oh, well.
hotel just up one exit up. So
Are you going to you can't get drunk in front of your classmates?
I'm not getting drunk, period. I mean, you saw what happened at the Huey Lewis concert.
And that was just Huey Lewis.
God, that was miserable.
You seemed okay when you picked up the kids the next day.
Yeah, but that night when I did drink, I got a migraine. So
Oh, I hate those.
such an old lady. I can't do anything.
You just can't. You can't hold your alcohol anymore.
No, it's just I take too many medications.
Yeah, you know
That's
what's
what it
funny? I just don't like being hammered. I just don't like being hammered. I love the process of getting there, but once I'm there, I'm like, I'm going to be so miserable tomorrow. So I don't do it anymore. I
Yeah.
just don't.
You spend the rest of the night looking for water. It's ridiculous.
It's like, I need to hydrate. Help me.
It's ridiculous.
Help me.
I
I'm
know.
poor.
You want one of those IV things.
Yes. You know what? There was a time where I seriously thought about investing in one of those things.
Those companies.
Yeah.
It's a good
And
idea.
just driving around and, you know, going to like the colleges and stuff and just saying, hey, $50 for an IV drip. You'll feel like $1 million.
Get a contract with Thunder Valley.
Seriously. I really think I mean, if we're just going to, you know, go down the vortex of hell that is our lives, the least you can do is feel kind of okay before you hit the bottom.
See if they can just rent out a room, not like just a little tiny office or something like that, and
Yeah, and then just go to their hotel room. I think they do it in Vegas.
set it up in the spa, and it's just like a massage room, and then let people, you know, come in and get it done.
I know, especially around here, because we've heard about what goes on at those local Indian casinos. It's a swingers haven.
Are they really?
Yes,
I've never heard that.
I told you about this.
When?
We talked about this a few months ago. Someone, I can't remember who told me. I know. Daryl has he has a relationship with one of those casinos, or local, not Jackson Rancheria, but it's one of the casinos locally, and it's their number one problem. He's like the president of marketing, and he said our number one problem is swingers. They book rooms, and then other people call security and go, I don't know what's going on, but there's a lot going on next door. And they'll sometimes have had to bust the door down, and there'll be like 15 people.
Holy crap. Are you kidding me?
No, it's like they're, and actually ask our sister, Allison, and her husband will verify it.
Oh, that's right. Because he used to work there as security.
Swingers are the number one problem at all of these casinos because you can go in. It's in a suburban location. It's public, and they just, for whatever reason, they gravitate towards the indie casinos, and they take up the rooms, and they cause a lot of problems.
Jeez.
And I was like, wow. It's like, why don't they just go to their house? Like, don't these people have houses? Like, homes? Just go to your home and be gross. I mean, or do, whatever you need to do to get by in life. But interestingly, they love having swinger parties at the local casinos.
That's gross.
So I know. So maybe you'll see some when you're there. You'll start looking at tables at the restaurants going, I wonder if that's a swingers group.
Well, I'm kind of wondering why they never asked me and Victor to participate. I mean, maybe we're ugly or we're not swinger material.
You are not swinger material. I'm definitely not. I know that much, but I give off a vibe of like, don't even think about it.
Could be.
I'm so defensive when I go in public places like that.
We just don't look sleazy enough.
I exude a look of just don't even talk to her unless you have to.
Probably.
It's just so true.
It's probably
so
true.
Anyway, well, I look forward to the recap of your reunion because I think that your anxiety has built it up to something beyond what it probably really is. So I think you're going to have a good time. I really do. Is this the first reunion you've been to?
No.
Did you go to your 5 or something?
I went to my 10-year reunion.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I went to my 10.
And I remember being equally as stressed out.
Yeah, well, you know what? Isn't that really funny too? Especially with Facebook now, there's really everybody knows what you look like.
That's true.
You're friends with all the people that you're friends with on Facebook that show up. They'll go, "Hey, so I saw yesterday. So Olivia's ill."
Yeah, right.
Or whatever. It'll be the same. It'll just be face to face, which is always nice. Everyone that I went to high school with that I'm friends with on Facebook, those are really the only people I'd want to see anyway. Like I said that the last time we were talking about your reunion, and
right.
your friend was so funny. You were like stressed out about the reunion. She's like, I went to a reunion once.
I know.
It made me laugh. She's like, fuck those people. And I'm like, you know what? I like you. I would have been friends with you in high school.
I know.
No doubt.
Well, she lives clear across the country now, so
she can have those strong opinions and not worry about running into someone where they're like, I saw what you said.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's so funny. All right, well, let's do our ugly and awkward moment of the week. Do you have one?
I don't have one.
Oh, that's okay.
Let's see.
I have one.
You have one?
I do.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have one. So
I would say this whole dress shopping is an awkward moment for you.
Well, I mean, it has been basically. I mean,
Well, it's been a good 2 months at least that you've been worrying about, getting into fighting shape and.
Well, I've been trying. Of course,
getting the dress.
Nothing's moved, but. Oh, well, that's actually, I did kind of have an awkward moment. I was on my exercise ball, and I was doing
doing that?
I'm trying to.
Okay.
And I was doing my sit-ups. My son was standing there at the bar of the kitchen. Mm-hmm. So I went to go slide down to get off, and I slid like really fast, and I fell on my butt.
Oh, did he witness it?
And he looked at me, and he's like, "Mom, are you okay?"
Like, did you knock the wind out of yourself?
No, I didn't, but it was just embarrassing.
What is it about us in our brains when we know that we're clumsy people in general? What is it that says we can do this? We can do a bouncy ball on a hardwood floor and have success.
There's no easy way to get off an exercise ball, though.
It was funny. when Daryl, he works in the city still, but not as often. He said that he went somewhere where everybody sat at their desk on an exercise ball.
Oh, is that the thing now?
Apparently that's the thing. Well, there were standing desks where everybody's standing. And now there are, and of course, Daryl was getting sucked in because, you can sell a seller anything.
Oh my
And,
God.
inherently he's a salesman, even though he doesn't do it anymore. But, that's kind of the nature of sales, is that salespeople will buy anything. They'll be convinced if you can do it, if you can sell it to them, they'll buy it. So there was a time period where Daryl wanted a standing desk. And I just, I tried really hard not to roll my eyes and sigh heavily, because I am not a seller. So I think everything's a scam. So he was telling me, he's like, yeah, so we're looking at all these fancy, like $600 desks. And I'm like, why is this necessary in life? Like, what is it that you're needing to do? How about you just get up and go for a walk and then sit down? I don't get it.
When he watches TV, does he stand?
No.
When he sleeps, does he stand?
No.
No,
So
I see. But when he works, he has to stand. I see.
right? And no. And no. I mean, we're always, are we not as humans always looking for the most comfortable place to sit our ass?
See,
no
as
matter
a
where we
human
are.
resources person or former
Oh my
farmers
God.
person, like people like them are nightmares.
That where they need to have their standing desk.
They have to have their ergonomic, correct, standing desk, bouncing ball seat. And I'm like, oh, so when you go home, you don't have a couch, you have a bunch of bouncing balls that you sit on to watch
You
television.
just sit on the couches. Yes.
Because that's more
Exactly.
comfortable, correct? And at your dining table, you have a bunch of bouncy balls.
Everybody
that you
just
sit
has a
on.
bunch of multicolored balls that they sit on to
see.
keep nice and exercised in our backs.
How do you drive? I mean, my God.
My
it must
God.
be so uncomfortable in your car.
You must have a milk crate. I was just like, no. And I said, all right. So I entertained it for a while. Luckily, because he is who he is, he lost interest and we moved on with our lives. And so luckily,
So he found a chair sufficient.
we found an office chair and a regular. Well, you saw his desk; it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's a nice normal desk, and so we moved past it. But he was all sucked in on the standing desks, and then the balls came, and everybody was sitting on them everywhere.
Well, he already sits on his balls. So
All the
there you
time.
go.
Luckily, he never wanted to do the ball thing. That was more of a female thing.
Oh, okay.
All I know is if that was a requirement, I would be falling I'd end up standing half the time. I'd be like, look, can I just get a fucking chair? I can't do this. This is too much effort. I have to think too hard. I don't want to do it. I don't know if I should admire people who sit on balls when they're doing their job or if I should pity them. I'm not sure. I guess I can't multitask. I can't keep my balance and type a report. It just isn't going to work for me. I'm sorry. I'm old school. I need a chair. I just
Knowing
can't
mine, it would just constantly be like rolling down the hallway or something. Every
They'd be
time I
like-
got up, it'd be like, sorry.
like Paula's pink balls rolling down the hall again.
rolling
everyone.
past the conference room, and then I'd be chasing it. I'd be like, sorry.
It's like, sorry about that, everyone. I know it's a little over. I almost can't wait to see what the next trend is going to be.
Who knows?
I'm almost excited. to see what the next office necessity is to keep us healthy.
Who knows?
Okay. So, well, I'm sorry that you slid off of your ball.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay, so it's funny. It happened yesterday. So I have been upping my exercise game.
Oh.
So I've been working out every day for about an hour, doing multiple things, but elliptical and all that stuff. So I jump in the shower, and before, I don't know about you, but before I get in the shower, if my hair's been up in a Tinkerbell bun, I brush it out.
Yeah, I brush my hair before
Because I
get in the
don't
shower.
want tangles.
Yeah.
I have a little rectangular basket that has all of our brushes in it, and then sometimes when I'm cleaning up, I'll throw the tube of toothpaste in there.
Okay.
And so the tube of toothpaste had kind of gotten angled, and I started brushing my hair, going, "What is all this sticky?" And toothpaste had leaked out of the tube because the tube's almost gone. And so the tube of toothpaste had leaked out some toothpaste into my brush.
Oh, no.
And I was like, God damn it. And so I had toothpaste in my hair. And I'm like, well, I wasn't going to wash my hair, but I guess I will now because it was just like a mess. So I took the brush out, went in, washed my hair, and got everything nice and clean. And I swear to God, I was in the shower for about 12 minutes. I get out of the shower and I immediately pick up the brush and start brushing my hair with it.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
I was like, really, Jamie? Really? 12-minute recall? Can't do it? Okay, well, this is senility, everyone. This is what it looks like. I have no short-term memory, apparently. So I had to rinse my hair again. It was just crazy.
That's silly. You're ridiculous.
I know. And
Why
I'm
didn't
like,
you
well,
just rinse it out when you had the chance?
because I was naked in the shower with Ray.
Oh, okay.
You know how that, well, maybe you don't, but I mean,
I understand. You're just like, you probably are thinking like, I have to rinse that out when I get out of the shower.
yeah, I was thinking, okay, put a pin in it. Don't use this brush. And of course, I immediately pick it up and start using it.
That's funny.
So I know. And I was like, are you kidding? And, at that time, you look your worst. You have no makeup on. You have slick head. You have, you're naked and you're standing and staring at the mirror going, and I looked at myself in the mirror. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me with this, Jamie? Seriously? You can't remember to not use the toothpaste brush?
That's funny.
I know.
Well, that's definitely the winner for this week.
Yeah. It's a 1,200 pointer. It's not much, but it's something.
No, it's funny. So
anyway.
any predictions on who's going to win the fight this weekend?
Well, I don't know what it is. We talked about it a little bit. It's in Ugly Cuts, but if they are allowed to use the lighter gloves, if they're not using the standard issue boxing gloves, I think there's a good chance that McGregor could get a couple hits in and hit him. But I have also been reading that McGregor's boxing is barely good at best. So Mayweather may just outbox him and that'll be it. Mm-hmm. I really think that Mayweather's going to win. If something dramatic occurs, I'll be shocked.
Yeah.
So that's my prediction. I would like to see McGregor win just because I like him better. But that's, like I said, to me, this is all a big WWE SummerSlam.
It's all about money.
Yeah, it's about the money.
Yeah.
And so, congratulations to everybody making their millions. But, I heard Mayweather's betting $5 million on himself.
Wow.
I didn't know you could do that.
Well, that's good.
You can do it. You know what? You can do anything in Vegas.
Yeah.
You can do anything.
I mean, I think they all bet on themselves all the time anyway.
Oh, they do? See, I'm new. I have no idea. I had no idea. But then again, I didn't know you could call a vagina a monkey. So I'm new. So, all right. Well, I think that's it.
Yes. So I think that's a wrap. Thanks everybody for joining us this week. Be sure to check us out on our Avon and Amazon links. We always appreciate the patronage. We will be back next week for episode 225. Other than that, have a fabulous week. Stay safe out there in Texas, our friends.
Yes. Please stay dry.
Don't be a hero.
I was going to say that.
Yeah, get out of town.
Just go.
Go somewhere safe, just for a day or two. Make it a mini vacation and then, go back home when everything is okay.
Yes, please don't ride out the storm.
No, don't be one of those people.
Stay cool.
We will talk to you next week. Bye. Bye.
That's a wrap. But make sure to watch your podcast feed for all the screw-ups and edits from this episode and what we call Ugly Cuts. And then we'll have a brand new full episode for you next week. Thanks for listening and sharing the show. See you next time on The Ugly Truth.